Hey, welcome back to Ping Pong Flix. My name is Chris Wong. This image has been circling Facebook, especially those DC Universe and different groups. Basically, what you're seeing is a screenshot from the Justice League official trailer 1. And this is actually Barry Allen, apparently Flash in the Speed Force. But if you look up in the right hand corner here, right, this section, you can kind of see possibly a profile of none other than Batman in the Speed Force. Now, I wouldn't jump to that conclusion yet, but that'd be pretty cool. I don't know if that's an Easter egg or this actually has to do with the plot line in itself. And a lot of theories going on out there, and I'll tell you about them too. But basically, people are seeing this and it looks like a Batman. Now, it could be one of those things where you see, Godzilla in the clouds, or something. You make something out of nothing, but that is interesting itself. But even if that's not the case, that just brought something up, a conversation about the Flash utilizing Speed Force in the Justice League. Like, is that a plot point? So let's look back on this trailer a little bit, just to get back, just right before he goes off on that. There's this unknown city here, that this huge white blue light is coming out, and they cut it so that it looks like that Wonder Woman does this and it creates this light, but we all know in the power of editing, these are could be two separate cases. Now, what are we looking at here? This could be, I don't know, Metropolis. It could be somewhere. I mean, the buildings look lower. It's like one story, not exactly like large city. So it's very interesting to see this. And right when the blue flash happens, we get the speed. What we think is a Speed Force. This looks almost like a tunnel he's traveling through, and you don't really get a good look at him in particular. We can kind of see parts of his armor as he's running through the Speed Force. Of course, a shot of possibly Batman as going through, and it kind of just jumps from left to right, kind of. It's almost very reminiscent of Barry Allen in the Flash TV series, running through Speed Force, going through parallel dimensions. So let's play around with that idea a little bit. We know this is a Zack Snyder film. We know this is the sequel to Batman v Superman. What happened in Batman v Superman that actually happened? Okay, so let's go back to the nightmare scene. This is the other world, desert world. There's a lot of disasters. Something happens. There's an Omega symbol here. Darkseid's among us. And we all seen this before. So Superman's evil, blah blah blah. Then we get into what appears to be Flash jumping through either a boom tube or coming through the Speed Force to tell Bruce Wayne that you were right about him. Lois is the key, just warning him about to have them come find us. And look at his armor here. I mean, he definitely has some additional things on him. Some parts are whitish here, and there is a shield around him. So when you're looking at this, and then you go back to the other trailer, does that connect? Was that before this scene? He burst through to warn Bruce at this moment because something terrible happens in the Justice League. If this movie is as long as we think it will be, and they're creating a singular world where this is the sequel, and only if Zack Snyder, only if the studios wasn't involved in this and changed everything Zack Snyder had planned with that nightmare sequence in Batman v Superman, we could be revisiting it, having it explained further. I mean, what happens here? Does Darkseid come down, destroy that part of the city, creating the Omega symbol with that blast? Or is this something happens? They weren't able to save everybody, so Flash decides to go into the Speed Force, warn Bruce about what's going on, to tell Bruce that Lois is the key. Very interestingly, this shot was right after this moment. um, I don't know if anybody had, if the trailer people or Zack Snyder, whoever edited this trailer, had anything to do giving you clues like this, but definitely remember Lois is the key. Um, and it's from what Flash says, coming out of the Speed Force. Is this one coherent scene right here? What put together to tease us that we are going to get back to explaining what happened in Batman v Superman in that dream or nightmare sequence per se, and that'd be pretty interesting. That would take the plot lines to we're going to be seeing a whole other act that's not even being represented in the trailer. And what is that act? Are we going to see that nightmare sequence where something goes wrong, um, and the Flash is forced to do what he needs to do and go back in time and change the future, per se? But this is all speculation, of course, and it all derived from seeing Batman thing. But I personally don't think that's Batman shown in the Speed Force. But at least that started a conversation, started some speculation on what the story could go in the direction, what direction the story could go in the Justice League, and we'll see what happens. I mean, a lot of people are saying this could be the start of whatever rebirth that studio is trying to do, or just to end that trilogy, Zack Snyder's trilogy, and get into, Matthew Vaughn's Superman, Matt Reeves' the Batman, and all the other movies that are coming out. But very interesting, in any case. But what do you guys think about, supposedly Batman and the Speed Force? But what do you guys think about people saying that this could actually be the moment where the Flash actually goes back into time and warns Bruce? I mean, you can't really see what he's wearing here. He could be wearing parts of that armor that you see in that nightmare sequence. So it's possible, but not putting any money on it or anything, just speculating, because it's fun to do so. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for subscribing, and I'll see you next time. Bye.